So this summer, some of my family on my mom's side and I went to England to visit my Nana's family. It overall was a good trip. We ended up going to Scotland for a few days as well to visit a great aunt and her husband. We did lots of shopping, we ate good food, and we talked to family we hadn't seen since I was like 3. Like I said, great trip overall. Except for one thing, the neighbors. These weren't normal neighbors either. They were some of the noisiest neighbors I've ever heard. Some of you might say I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. I've done my fair share of traveling and staying in hotels my whole life, and never have I had neighbors this noisy. Now, we weren't staying at a hotel, we had rented an Airbnb. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a house or apartment that operates like a hotel. So you check in at a certain date and then check out, and a maid service comes. But back to the neighbors. From what I could hear, there was a husband, wife, and baby. That freaking baby. Anyway, so we stayed there for like 5 nights, the rest of the time being in Scotland. So the first time I heard them, I didn't actually know it was the neighbors. Like I said, we were in England for family. So I had woken up around 9 and heard voices downstairs. Now, there were 6 of us staying there, but none of us had British accents. These voices did. So like any normal human, I stayed upstairs, because nobody wants to talk to people they barely know first thing in the morning. I was up there about an hour, just laying there, because there was no Wi-Fi in the house. Well, there was Wi-Fi. It just didn't work. So then I hear a baby, and I think, that's weird. I didn't think anyone in our family had a baby. At about 10:30, my mom comes upstairs. Have you just been laying up here? Yeah, I don't want to talk to people who visited us this early in the morning. Ava, no one but us 6 are here. And that's when it hit me. It was the neighbors. I was just lucky enough that their living room or baby's room or bedroom was right beside my room. Basically, both house apartment things were pressed up against each other, so I was sharing a wall with them. Great. The next night, their baby wouldn't stop crying. They were talking loudly, and it took me forever to fall asleep. Luckily, nothing happened in the morning, and I got to enjoy life. However, the next night was a different story. Not only was the baby crying, the wife was screaming at the husband. Now listen, I don't know what this guy did, but I feel bad for him. After a few minutes, I finally fell asleep because I was exhausted. But not before checking the time in case I needed to answer questions when the police came for the murder that happened next door. Yeah, that bad. 9:45 p.m. was the time, by the way. The next morning was the worst. I woke up to freaking Elmo being blasted at like full volume. I was about to bang on the wall when it occurred to me they probably wouldn't hear me due to the fact that they were yelling again and the freaking baby was crying. Again. I just got up and left. The next few days I either don't remember or we were in Scotland for. But yeah, that's my story of the noisiest neighbors I've ever had. I still wonder what that dude did. Anyway, that's all for this video. Leave a comment what crazy stories you would like to hear next. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to become an honorary snowflake. See you next time in the snow globe. By the way, I know I messed up on that outro, but it took me like 12 times to get this outro, or just to get the whole script done. There is no way I'm redoing it again.